When people give protein recommendations, they usually say something along the lines of like 1.6 grams per kilogram or 0.7 grams per pound. And then like trying to be helpful will add if you're overweight, if you're obese, if you're fat, or if you want to lose weight, use your goal weight. But what if you're fat and you don't want to lose weight? Or what if you just don't have a goal weight? I guarantee you the solution is not just to use the original estimate of 1.6 grams per kilogram, 0.7 grams per pound. Like, there's no way I'm going to be eating more than 200 grams of protein a day. I would have a stomachache. So here are 4 better ways to estimate your protein needs if you're fat. Number 1 is to use your lean body mass. In general, our body fat doesn't really need that much protein, like it's going to the lean body mass. And so in people who have less body fat, the lean body mass and body weight are pretty close approximations of each other. This obviously requires you to have some sort of access to like an in-body scan, a DEXA scan to have an estimate of your body fat. I see a doctor who uses an in-body scan like a few times a year, and I use the most recent estimate from that. And then I kind of like round up to make the math easier, and because we're using like a different estimate that hasn't been as well studied as just weight. And so I say 1 gram per pound of lean body mass is what I aim for, which for me is about 140 grams of protein a day, which I do not always hit, but like that's my goal. Okay, so way number 2, let's say you just don't have access to a way to know your exact body fat percentage. There are pictures online that can like give you a good guess of what your body fat percentage might be. If you look like me, it's probably around 50%. And your lean body mass is literally just your weight minus your body fat. So if your body fat percentage is 50%, then half of your weight is lean body mass. For me, that still gives me 140 grams of protein. So not perfect, but like a fair estimate. Number 3 is to use what the BMI scale would calculate as a healthy weight for you based on your height and calculate your protein needs based on that. So I'm 5'8", or like 5'7.5" technically. So according to the BMI scale, a healthy weight for me would be around 160-ish. And this does not mean that that would actually be a healthy weight for me personally. I come from a family of people built big and I want to be jacked. So I have no intention or desire to ever get to 160 pounds. But like number 1, I think this is what people mean when they say use your goal weight, like with the assumption that a goal weight is a healthy BMI. And I think it gives like a fairly good approximation of what your weight might be if you had a similar level of lean body mass but less body fat. So using 160 and 0.7 grams per pound, this actually is a slightly lower estimate than the rest, 112 grams of protein a day, which is actually an estimate that makes me feel great because that's how much protein I actually am eating in a day. And number 4 is to use percentage of your daily calories. This way obviously requires you to be counting calories, so I don't recommend this for everyone. But if you are already counting calories or interested in keeping track of what you're eating for a little while to get a better understanding, you can just take how many calories you're eating in a day, 15 to 30% of that, and then divide by 4 to get grams of protein. For my 2,000 calories a day, that ends up being about 75 grams of protein to 150 grams of protein. So hopefully one of these methods can help you figure out how much protein you should be eating in a day.